Hello. Om Shanti everyone. Welcome to our 7 days Rajayoga meditation course. This webinar has been organized by the Brahma Kumaris Vile-Parle subzone. Over the next 7 days, we will be exploring themes like understanding the self, how to manage our thoughts, inner power, inner peace, the art of positive thinking. We will also be learning meditation techniques. I request you all to please keep your video and mics on mute so that we can have the webinar without any audio disturbances. Using your headphones will improve the sound quality for you. If you have any questions throughout the session, please write them down on the chat and address them to me, Kosha. We will have a Q&A session at the end of the webinar where Sister will answer your questions. A few points to note. These 7 days are a commitment, so I request you all to be regular and on time. And since all the 7-day sessions are interlinked and in sequence, missing a lesson will leave you lost and you won't get the connect to what's happening. So please try not to miss any sessions. And if you do, you can head on to our Facebook Live page and you will find the recordings of the previous sessions there. Every day we will start the session with a short meditation followed by a brief recap of the previous lesson. Following the day's session, we will have a Q&A round at the end. During the session, if you have any questions or doubts, you can write them on chat and we will answer them at the end. We will begin at 5 p.m. sharp and we'll try to end by 6. However, we also want to answer all your doubts, so we might go a few minutes over. But we request you to keep yourselves on mute throughout the session. This session is going to take us to the depth of who we are and how to best utilize our potential to live a happier life. You may come across some very important points which you may want to implement in your life. You can sit with a notebook and pen to take down notes if you wish. All the sessions are streamed live on Facebook and you can head on to our Facebook page to find the recordings there. I would now like to welcome Sister Harsha. Sister Harsha is a spiritual teacher and a faculty for the Brahma Kumaris Business and Industry Wing. Based out of Mumbai, she has been associated with the Brahma Kumaris since the last 17 years. Dedicated her life to the institution since the last 8 years. She has conducted self-managing leadership program and other development programs for executives in companies like BPCL Mumbai, Barma Lorry of Aditya Birla Group, Levin Art Bombay Rayon Unit, and many more. She conducts Rajayoga meditation courses and provides counseling for youth and individuals. And so, with pleasure, I invite Sister Harsha to join us and take us through this deep exploration within ourselves. She'll start with a short meditation. Welcome, Sister Harsha.
Om Shanti, and a warm welcome to everybody to this Rajayoga meditation course. Before this session, we'll start with a little bit of meditation. I'll share a few thoughts with you. Please listen to them, and in case possible, try to visualize them. Sitting quietly, in this moment of silence, I choose to be with myself today. I'm here to learn. I'm here to understand. Like a student of life, I'm here to learn so much. My mind is prepared to learning, to growing. I take this as a wonderful opportunity to connect with myself and understand myself better. Now my mind is clear, it's filled with peace, and I'm ready for a new journey of life. Om Shanti. This Raj Yoga meditation course, which is the beginner's level, is inclusive of spiritual knowledge, and it also includes meditation. A very important question: why spirituality? What's the need for spirituality in life? Earlier people were not that much receptive towards spirituality because for years we had a very strong belief that spirituality means after 60. This is don't have a problem, then why? But now, with time, people have become open to it, that it's a way of living. This is something which is very much required in our day to day life. I remember once we were traveling somewhere, we were invited to watch an exhibition. Late at exhibition, which was in a garden. And at 9:30, we saw so many children studying, and we were really amazed that these children are studying so much. So we questioned them, why are you all studying? And that was so late at night. And they were like, sister, tomorrow we have our board exams. And so that's the reason we're studying so late. Listening to them, we wondered, exam is only of one day, and that exam requires preparation of the whole year. We can't even say one day, we say maybe exam is only for 3 hours, and we prepare for that so much. It's only when we prepare that we pass, that we perform well. Similarly, in life, there are so many practical papers which we all are observing day in, day out. Today, so many people have financial issues. These are some practical papers of life. Bombay being the financial capital of India, but still we see so many people being in Bombay for 30, 40 years, and so many are still shifting to the native places. People are shifting to agriculture because it's not working. Today, so many people have health issues. One health issue, and your life's whole income is gone for medical checkups, treatment. Even small children, there are so many small children who come to center with health issues, and it's a big paper for them, for the family. Today, so many people have relationship issues. Gone are those days when there were issues with the daughter-in-law, mother-in-law. Now, even there are so many issues between husband and wife. That's why there are so many divorces happening. There are so many issues between parents and children. There are so many parents who come to center with the children. These are practical papers of life. Some papers and we have to deal with them. Again, to deal with them, we need some preparation. And that preparation of life is spirituality. It's important that we study, prepare ourselves, empower ourselves when there is no paper. Because tomorrow, when the paper will come, which is bound to come, we are living in that age when there are constant challenges, there's so much. It's only in these hours that this preparation will help me. And thus we have spirituality, which is that inner journey. And in this inner journey, we'll be learning foundation. Here, spiritual knowledge becomes the foundation. Like, for example, when we go to learn driving, it's in the initial few days, the instructor teaches us knowledge, which is like, okay, this is the brake, this is the clutch, this is the accelerator. He teaches us theory. Once we understand the theory, it's later then that we begin with the practical aspect. Spirituality also, similarly, is a science, but the highest level of science, which is also inclusive of spiritual knowledge and meditation. This meditation course will be covering a variety of topics like knowing myself, which is the basic thing, understanding God, a very important chapter, Rajayoga meditation. People always thought meditation is difficult. It's not our cup of tea. It's for the sages, the saints who do tapasya in jungles. It's not for us. But here we'll be learning easy methods of meditation, something which anybody can do anywhere. Inner powers, what powers do we get through Rajayoga meditation, which can help me in my daily life? The cycle of trying, tree of life, karma philosophy will be covering all this in these 7 days. Before we begin with the plan about the institution of which we'll be doing this course, institution is called Prajapita Brahma Kumaris Ishwariya Vishwa Vidyalaya. It began in 1936 with the divine inspiration of the Supreme Father. Here in Brahma Kumaris, we do not have a Guru Chela system. We strongly believe in that supreme energy who is our Father, and thus we all his children and everybody here at Pardhan. This is our founding father, whom we lovingly call Brahma Baba, a founding mother, Jagdamba Saraswati, whom we lovingly call Mama. Mama left body in 1936. This is Dadi Janki, our earlier administrative head. Dadi recently, in March, she was 104 of age. Dadi left body. And now it's Dadi Gulzar, who's the current administrative head of Brahma Kumaris. Brahma Kumaris is throughout the world, approx in 140 countries, with more than 4,000 centers throughout the world. People of every religion, every community, caste are part of it. Everybody learns meditation here. People of every age. We have even small children who come to center to learn meditation. Youth, elderly people, everybody are part of this. Brahma Kumaris has got some 1920 wings through which Brahma Kumaris has been doing variety of services in variety of fields since ages, years now. Of these wings, we have national, international level conferences at our headquarters in many places. All the services that Brahma Kumaris provides is free of cost as service to the community. This is our headquarters at Mount Abu, Rajasthan. Brahma Kumaris is affiliated with the United Nations. It has got a consultative status with the UNICEF also. Now we begin with the first chapter, a very important chapter, which is, who am I? Who am I? The most simple question of this world. Who am I? Do you think we should be knowing this? Do you think this question is important? Like in mathematics, we have so many problems. Even if there are so many problems, but if our basics are clear, if I know the formulas, I can solve any problem, be it out of syllabus problem, because my basics are clear. Similarly, for the problems of life, again, if my basics are clear, something really very basic, like who am I, then I can deal with any problem. Here we'll be learning the basic things. It's like birds. They fly whole day. They wander around. They play, they enjoy. But it's an evening that they come back to the society again. It's nothing but a U-turn. It's nothing but coming back to what is basic, which is coming back to self, which is my comfort zone. Swami Vivekananda, he was earlier not a Swami, but one fine night, crossing a jungle, crossing a river, he goes to his guru's place and he knocks on the door. Guru gets up and wonders, at such a late hour, who might be there? So from inside he questions, who's it? From outside, Vivekananda replies, that is what I'm here to learn. That is what I'm here to know. Who am I? So we also today, with this question, at this juncture, who am I? When we question this to people, people come up with variety answers. And one basic answer, one common answer is people say that we are human beings. If today we understand these two words, this human being is made up of two words. Human is derived from the word humus. And humus simply means soil, which is this body, 5 elements. Whereas the being means energy, the soul. In Hindi, we call it Atma. So it's now that we understand that human being is nothing but a combination, which is the body and the soul. But unfortunately today, a lot of our attention is on the body, and we have least knowledge or no knowledge of the being aspect. So in this journey, we'll be majority exploring the being, which is the self and the soul. Body is made up of 5 elements, which is water, earth, sky, vacuum, fire, and air. There are only 5 elements in this world, and in one word, we call it nature, we call it material, we call it physical. 5 elements are non-living because they are not conscious. And the body again then, which is made up of these 5 elements, is non-living. as will be the raw material, so will be the product. But the soul inside this body is the living energy. Soul, which is termed as a source of unique light. It's a point of light. It's not this physical light that we get from sun, moon, and stars. It's that spiritual light which is beyond, which is a conscious energy, a living energy. In different languages, we call it by different names. Somebody calls it energy, somebody ruh, atma, soul. No matter in whichever language we address it by different names, but it's the same. I remember once there was a small child. She was in 8th or 9th standard. She used to go to school then. And she came for this meditation course. So when we were doing this course, I questioned her, have you ever heard this term Atma? She was like, yes, sister. When I was small, my mother used to tell me many a times, eat your food, otherwise Atma will come, huh? So my mother used to scare me. I remember a few years back, we were traveling somewhere and we saw so many hoardings on roads. These hoardings were of a movie, a horror movie, and the title of the movie was Atma, with a big title. And besides the title, there was a scary picture. So since ages, anyhow, this perception has been cultivated in our mind that Atma is equal to some evil spirit, some bhoot. But it's now that we understand that Atma is nothing but an energy. It's a beautiful, pure energy, simply a point of light. And this is what I am. This is my identity. This is my reality. Now, the soul, which is so tiny, imagine there's an aeroplane, which is so grand, which is so huge. But the pilot who runs the aeroplane, in comparison, is so tiny. It's like an elephant and an ant if we compare them. Similarly, this body is nothing but a vehicle, which is so huge. And the soul, which drives this one, is so tiny. It's a point of light, something that we can't see through our physical eyes because it is so subtle. The soul in this body, where does it reside? Today, whenever we go to a wedding, to album from the wedding, the moment we have the album, whom the moment we open it, we start searching for ourselves, thinking, how am I looking? What am I doing? That throughout our life, I, which is the most interesting topic for us. Then again, here, spirituality today is nothing but all about I only, but the real I today, which is I, the soul. Now, where do I reside in this body? I should be knowing because it's all about me today. There are so many beliefs, there are so many versions. Some people say Atma, soul resides in the heart. Some say it's in the brain. Some say it rotates throughout the body. There are so many beliefs. Now, how do I understand? Today, we'll try to understand. Soul in this body has got a fixed seat. The way in a car, a driver has got a fixed seat. As per my convenience, if I want to sit somewhere else, I cannot, because that's the system and I should follow the system. Similarly, in this body, the soul has got a fixed seat, which is here at the center of the forehead. If we visualize inside, there's this brain, and below the brain, there's hypothalamus and pituitary gland. In between hypothalamus and pituitary gland, there's a small vacuum. This is where the soul resides. This is my fixed seat. How do I understand that I sit here only? Whenever we go to a temple or anywhere, we always apply a tilak, a bindi over here only. A bindi, a point. By default, we put it here only. Why not somewhere else? There's so much of space on this face. But why here only? We do it physically, but the meaning is very subtle, deep. Maybe it's a reminder for me that I'm a point of light. In a car, wherever the driver sits, all the instruments that he requires to drive the car, they all are nearby, just besides. And that is how he can manage the whole car. Similarly, in this body, we used to study in kindergarten that we have 5 sensory organs. From this 5, 4 are nearby. If we go to see eyes, nose, ears, mouth, and then the touch. So sitting over here, through the nearby instruments, whenever we talk to each other, we always look at each other's face. We don't see the whole body. By default, we look at the face only and we talk. Why? Is talking to the other soul. If we go to a king's court, there might be hundreds of chairs, but we still come to know, oh, this is the king's throne. This is the king's chair. How do we come to know? One, it will always be at the center. And second, it will always be at an elevated position, few stairs upwards. Similarly, I, the soul, as of now, is the owner of this body. I'm the master of this body. So me too, at the center and at an elevated position. This is my seat. This body is like a car. A car is nothing. Instruments, small instruments, assembled. Similarly, this body is nothing but a machine. Various organs, so many things assembled together. And the best machine of this world created. But any machine cannot function without an operator, without a driver, and the driver is me. This body is nothing. My first relation is with this body. This is the first thing that I take, I wear. We need to wear that astronaut's costume. It's a must thing. We have to wear that because every land has got a law. It's with that costume that I can be there, I can explore things. Similarly, when a spiritual soul comes into this material world, then we have to wear this material costume because this land also has got a law. It's only through this costume, my dress, that I can talk, I can see, I can experience. It's my instrument, my vehicle. When I get this body, then again, as a package, I get a set of parents, I get so many relatives, siblings, I get a house, I get so many possessions, property. Along with this body, this is a whole package that I get. And the day I will leave this body, this whole package will come to an end in a second. It's complementary. Soul leaves one body and takes another body because it's a journey. I keep on changing costumes. We are here on this unlimited stage. I'm an actor and I wear this costume to play a variety of roles. We play a variety of roles in our day-to-day life, like being a mother, being a sister, being a wife, being a friend, a neighbor. There are so many roles that I get with this costume. But as we all know, roles are temporary, they are not forever. So it's high time that now that we understand that we are not this body, we are not this roles. If today I raise my consciousness to a higher level, to what is real, it's now that I understand that I'm simply a soul. My identity is only of one line, which is that I'm a soul. I remember we had a sister who used to come to center, and this is her story. She's like, I've got an elder brother, I've got a younger brother. My younger brother, when he was doing something, due to some electric shock, he left body, he died. He was only 25. And since he was so young, I used to feel so sad that my younger brother left body. I stopped celebrating Raksha Bandhan, Bhai Dooj, everything because I was always so sad that my younger brother left body. After some time, at her elder brother's house, a baby was born, a baby boy, and it was the same soul, her younger brother, came to their family again. The sister is like, how did we come to know about this? The sister is like, when this baby started talking, at their house they had Sai Baba's photograph. So when this baby started talking, this baby would question me, the sister, do you know who got this photograph? And the sister would be, I don't know. This baby would say, I got this photograph. Because her younger brother, every year he would walk from his village to Shirdi every year. So it was her brother who got this photograph. When the sister would not celebrate Raksha Bandhan Bhai Dooj, this baby would cry that why she's not coming, call her. And then she would be called. And then he would say, okay, do my aarti, tie me rakhi, and everything. This is only an example. It simply shows soul leaves one body and takes another body. Now, let us meditate for 1 minute on this thought, on this new learning today that I'm a soul. 1 minute meditation. Again, we'll be sharing few thoughts. Sit down comfortably. Listen to these thoughts and try to visualize them, feel them. Sitting quietly, I detach my full attention, my full focus from the world outside. And today, let me take a journey within. Throughout my life, I have met so many people. But today, let me meet myself. Throughout my life, I always thought that I am this body, I am this space. But it's now that I'm understanding that I'm not this body. I'm simply a soul. Am I really this? Am I really so tiny? Oh, I never thought about this. And this body inside, I visualize myself at the center of the forehead, below the brain, a tiny sparkle in light, a tiny star, seated at its seat. This is me. I'm happy to meet myself today the way I am. Om Shanti. Now we'll learn few more things about the soul. We are learning this in depth so that I understand myself better. I want to know everything about me. It's all about me today. The way I am, what I am, everything. The way in this body we have five sensory organs. Similarly, the soul has got three subtle faculties. One is the mind, second is the intellect, and the third one is the sanskar. This is the inner system, the inner scenario. We'll be understanding them a little bit in detail today so that I understand the inner system properly. We need to understand the system properly because imagine if a machine, a computer is not working. If I have technical knowledge of the computer, if I have in-depth knowledge of repairing the computer, I can repair it. Similarly, when we get angry, which we often get, when I'm stressed, when there's so much of anxiety, sometimes hatred also, this is nothing but signs and symptoms that there's a breakdown inside and I should be repairing it. But to repair it, I should have in-depth knowledge of the system inside because this inner world, this inner system, nobody can repair. Not even any psychiatrist can repair my inner system because nobody has got access to it other than me. So today we'll be learning the inner world. What is mind? In our day-to-day vocabulary, we so many times use this word mind. In Hindi, we call it man. We often say, "Aaj mera man nahi hai," "Aaj mera man kharab hai." Are you out of your mind? We use this term very often, but do we know what does it mean? If today I am asked to define what a mind is, then what do I say? People today so much talk about mind power, be it in sports, be it in studies, anywhere, mind power. But it's only when I understand the mind that I can access its power now. So today we'll be doing that. We'll be understanding mind. A mind is nothing but our ability to create thoughts. Soul creates thoughts through the mind. It's my thinking ability, which is called as mind. Researchers, scientists say in a day we create 30 to 40,000 thoughts. That's a big number. We don't even realize that we might be thinking so much. And 30 to 40,000, that too under normal conditions. The day we have a conflict with somebody, the day we clash, we get angry on somebody, then our thoughts shoot up. Maybe 50,000, 60,000. And thus, end of the day, we say, "Oh, I'm having a bad headache today. It feels so heavy." Because we exhaust our mind. It's a big issue with so many people today, even with small children. Overthinking. Many times the issue is very small, but we think so much. And unfortunately, we can't stop thinking on that. It's like I've got a car, but my brakes have failed. Now, what do I do? We'll understand mind a little bit. Inside, there's so much. There are a variety of thoughts. All thoughts are not similar, which means there's a variety. And that's the reason we have a variety of feelings. It keeps on fluctuating. To broadly classify, there are four types of thoughts. One is positive, second one is negative, third one is waste, and the fourth one is ordinary. Let's understand them a little bit so that I can manage them properly. What are positive thoughts? We often say this to others, be positive, but how do I define positivity? Some say good thoughts, but what is goodness? What is good? How do I define goodness? What is good? In Hindi, for Atma, there is an adjective that Atma is Satoguni. Satoguni, which simply means the way in a rainbow there are 7 colors. Similarly, Atma, soul, has got 7 original basic gun qualities. Everything has got quality. For example, water. No matter how much ever we boil it, after some time, automatically it will cool down because its nature is coolness, is Sheetalta, which is inbuilt, which is innate. That is how it is, water. Similarly, soul also has got some original inbuilt qualities, and they are power, purity. Purity, that's the reason we clean our house every day. We clean our temples. We wash clothes, we wash utensils, we bath every day because we like cleanliness, we like purity. We like people who are pure, who are genuine, who inside, outside are the same. We like them because my nature is purity. Third is happiness. That's the reason we like happy people. We like smiling people. We like people who are very light, who are very easy, because our nature is happiness. It's happiness that makes me comfortable. Then our nature is love. That's the reason we love having loveful relations with people. The day we clash with somebody, the day we argue with somebody, anyhow, I don't feel good that day. Even if I may be right, the other person may be wrong, but still I'm not left with a happy feeling because our nature is love. Then we have peace. Evening, what do we want? We want peace. Morning, when we get up, what do we want? We want peace. Because peace is my nature. That's why so many people go to hill stations away from this life because I love peace. Then we have knowledge. My nature is knowledge. That's the reason I like to learn so many things. I'm always curious, I'm always inquisitive, and that's the reason we all are here today because our nature is knowledge. And then we have bliss, which is Anand. These are some of the original qualities of the soul. These are the 7 basic ones. They also have a big extended family of qualities like compassion, mercy, courage, fearlessness, so much. It's a big family of virtues. Those thoughts which have underlying them any of these qualities, those thoughts which have underlying them any of these virtues, gun, only they are positive, powerful, and purposeful thoughts. That's the reason we remember God, that He is ocean of love, ocean of peace, ocean of happiness. Virtues are good. And then we have negative thoughts. What are negative thoughts? It will be the opposite. So the opposite of virtues is vices. We call it by different names. We call it as our shortcomings, as our demerits, as my issues, my problems, which is inside me, which is the soul. So to name a few vices: lust, anger, greed, attachment, and ego. These are the five major ones. Lust is all bodily. Love has got nothing to do with the body. We have anger, we have greed, we have attachment. Attachment is not towards people only. Attachment is attachment to my ideas, to my beliefs, attachment to what I feel, what I say. Greed is not towards things only. Greed is, oh, I want name, fame, I want this, I want that. And then we have ego. These vices again have a big extended family. There's hatred, there's competition, there is comparison, there is resentment, there is fear. Today, the whole world is in fear because of this coronavirus issue. These are vices. Those thoughts which have underlying them any of these vices, they are all negative thoughts. Thoughts which are influenced by these vices, they're negative. And third, we have waste thoughts. What are waste thoughts? Majorly thoughts of past and future. This is only an example. There are many people who in past have few experiences that whenever I think of them, I feel guilty about it. There are some mistakes, there are some weaknesses that I have. And whenever I recollect them, I remember them, I feel so sad. I feel many times I feel angry also, or that person did that with me. Past regrets and then future worries. What will happen tomorrow? What if? We assume so much, we think so much, and we keep on worrying about that. So waste thoughts majorly are swinging between past, future, past, future, past, future, with no present in between. These are waste thoughts. Negative thoughts and waste thoughts deplete my energy big time. That's the reason we feel so empty. We feel empty within. And then we have ordinary thoughts. Ordinary thoughts are nothing but day-to-day thoughts like cooking, oh, I need to go to office, I need to clean, I need to do this. These are everyday thoughts which are also required. But too much of ordinary thoughts is again waste. So now we understand the mind, it's occupied many times with positive thoughts, negative thoughts, waste thoughts, and ordinary thoughts. Now for a few seconds right now, let me take a back seat. And let me look at my mind today, an internal audit from the spore. Which thoughts I create majority? Let me look at my mind today, my life today. Which thoughts I create majority? It's important that I understand this. It's important that I check my mind very often, because if I do not check, I will not be able to change it. And it's only me who can bring a change inside. So spirituality, meditation is nothing but an internal shift from too much ordinary negative waste to only positive, which will recharge me, which will empower me. That is where meditation plays a very, very, very important role. It's to bring a change in the world inside for a beautiful change in the world outside. We'll understand a little bit about the intellect, which is the second faculty. If mind thinks, it's intellect which understands, which visualizes, which decides, which analyzes whether I should be doing this or not, pros and cons, it is right or wrong. This sensible faculty is the intellect. Intellect can be compared to a traffic havildar, a traffic police. The role of a traffic police is to manage, is to organize. It's like go left, go right, stop, wait, go. It's management. What if the traffic police falls asleep? There'll be so much of mess, chaos. There will be a chaos of cars. Similarly, in our mind, we have so many thoughts. This intellect is like a traffic police which manages what is right, what is wrong, what is to be done, what is not to be done. It's that faculty. But unfortunately today, our intellect doesn't work that much in the right direction. It's majorly influenced today by the vices that we have inside. And that's the reason we many times take wrong decisions. That's why inside many times we feel so much of chaos, mess of thoughts. I'm not able to manage my mind because my intellect is not working properly. Why does it not work properly? What happens to our intellect? It's like intellect is that inner voice. Like earlier, when we used to think of doing something wrong, it was that inner voice, which is my conscious, my conscience, which would bite me every time I would think of doing something wrong. For example, I want to eat gulab jamun. And I feel like eating it because I love gulab jamun, but my inner voice would many times tell me, oh, don't eat gulab jamun. You eat so much of sweets. Diabetes will happen. You should not do that. But still, I ignore that. And that day I eat gulab jamun. So it many times used to happen that we kept on ignoring that inner voice, which is the intellect, which was always there as a friend to guide me. We ignored, and gradually it started speaking less. We started using less of our intellect. And that's the reason it doesn't work now properly. Earlier, we used to remember by heart so many people's mobile numbers, but now we don't remember so many numbers because now we don't use our intellect. Thus, there's a saying, if you don't use it, you lose it. That's the intellect. And now the third faculty, which is the last one, which is nothing but sanskars, and they are stored in the soul. Sanskars, in simple language, we call it habits. Habits. And how is a habit formed? If we do something again and again, again and again, it becomes a habit. There are a variety of sanskars inside. There are some that we carry forward from our past birth to this birth. Thus the saying, yesterday's closing becomes today's opening. There are so many children who can sing so well, who can dance so well, and we say, wow, inborn talent, godly gift. But these are nothing but past life sanskars which the soul has carried forwarded in this birth. And in this birth, the sanskar is at the forefront. And that's why they can sing so well, they can dance so well. And next we have family. When I get a new body, there are some sanskars, some impressions that I acquire from my parents. I be with them, I look at them, and there are some sanskars, some habits which I acquire from them. When I go to school, I meet so many friends, which I acquire from my friends. And this way, in this journey of life, from society, from so many places, we acquire so much. These are all acquired habits which the soul has acquired in this journey of life, which are from outside to inside. But there are some sanskars which are original, which are not acquired. And those original sanskars of the soul are, again, peace, happiness, and love, which is inbuilt, which is forever. But it's at the background, and the acquired are at the front. So now spirituality is a journey to bring what is beneath to the forefront. Today's homework, and with this, we wind up with the session today. Let me sit back and let me revise this chapter today. What did I learn today? That I'm a soul. I'm a point of light. I'm not this body. We understood the inner system today, which is the mind, intellect, and the sanskars. Our mind majorly filled up with four types of thoughts: positive, negative, waste, and ordinary. Let me revise this chapter today. Let me analyze. What I heard today was that sounding logical, reasonable? If any questions, please write down those questions and we'll try to understand everything. In case possible today, let me take out a few minutes, maybe one minute in between, and let me meditate. We'll do meditation right now, which will give me an idea that what I should be doing. We finish this session again with 1 minute meditation. Om Shanti. I'm soul. I visualize myself at the center of the forehead. It's today that I understand the system within. What happens inside. Thoughts that I create. And now what I should be doing. It's today that I understand that I am the master. It's my mind. I can choose my thoughts. It's in my hand how I want to feel, how I want to live. I'm so happy today to connect to myself at a deeper level. I'm happy to meet myself, to know myself. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Sister Harsha. That was beautiful. I would request anyone, if they have any questions, to please write them down in the chat box so we can ask Sister Harsha to reply to them right now. In the meanwhile, I have a few questions that have come to me. One of them is how to control negative thoughts.
Om Shanti. Hello.
Yes, Sister Harsha, we can hear you.
We can manage negative thoughts if I can fill my mind with positive thoughts. It's like darkness. I cannot remove darkness because darkness itself has got no existence. If I replace it with light, then there will be no darkness. Similarly, negativity has got no existence of its own, its internal emptiness. If I fill myself with peace, with love, with positivity, then there will be no negativity. I cannot delete, I can only replace. And that comes through meditation. This replacement comes through meditation. It's a practice. Any other question?
Yes, Sister Harsha, one more question. Someone wants to understand more about sanskars. So if you could please elaborate a little more on sanskars.
Sanskars are stored in the soul. It's not in the body. It's like a bank which is there inside, like the sanskar of getting up late in the morning, stealing something, being mischievous, especially with children, getting angry. This all doing it again and again, again and again, again and again have become a sanskar, which is an impression on the soul. It's all recorded in the soul. But these acquired sanskars again are temporary. It's like I travel somewhere and I'm wearing this white bright sari, which is so nice. But since I'm traveling, it's a 12 hours journey. End of the journey, when I get down, there's so much of dirt on my sari. It's a different picture compared to what it was earlier and compared to what it is now. Because in the journey, what happened? I touched somewhere, that's the stain. Somebody touched me, that's the stain. These are all acquired stains. But later, if I go and I wash this sari, the stains will go off. But no matter how much ever I wash it, this white color will not go off now because this is the original one. Similarly, today we have variety of sanskars inside. Now the whole journey is to wash off the acquired ones, which are the unnecessary ones. It's all about relearning. Spirituality is all about unlearning, relearning. And thus, again, we can only replace sanskars, old sanskars with new sanskars, old habits with new habits only. There's no other way.
Okay, thank you. Another question: how to control anger or sadness?
As I said earlier, we cannot delete any negative trait. We can only replace. I can replace anger with peace. The more I become peaceful, and that's where meditation plays a role. Like today, if I use this affirmation again and again, again and again to begin with, that I am a peaceful soul. I'm a peaceful soul. Peace is my nature. Peace is something which is inbuilt. Peace makes me happy, comfortable. If I think of peace, again, it will become my sanskar, and then there will be no anger. I can only replace it. I cannot delete it. I cannot delete sorrow. I need to fill in happiness. And today we try to understand this peace, happiness, everything is not outside. Peace is not available in malls. Love is not available outside. I cannot get it through people now because all are empty majorly now. It's all within me, but unfortunately, I was not aware of it. So, spirituality now is a journey. Go inside. You already have everything. Go inside and bring it out. Use it for yourself.
Another question is: how can we meditate on our own to replace negative thoughts?
It's a practice which comes with time, and every day we'll learn more about meditation. What we try to do in between is nothing but meditation commentary, which is I was giving you a few thoughts and I was asking you to think on those thoughts. Meditation is commentary. Meditation commentary is nothing like, it's like we comment many times on others. Oh, she's like this, he's like that. So this commentary is nothing but commenting on myself. Who am I? What am I? It's all about me. So when I comment on myself, when I question myself, when I talk to myself, and when I consciously create positive thoughts, though initially I'll have to learn doing it, but then it will become automatic.
Another
It
question:
will also have a,
sorry,
and
can
it will,
sanskars clash against each other?
yes, yes. There's a saying inside we have good and bad. Many times there's a clash that will survive whom we feed, whom we sustain. If we sustain negativity, negativity will always win. If we nurture positivity, positivity will win. So it's a clash, but it depends on which side I want to be.
Another one: if peace, love, happiness is inbuilt, then why does one create problems?
We forgot about it. It's like it's there within me, but I don't know it's there within me. When I don't know I'm a soul, I don't know what all that I have. It's just that we don't know what we are. We are children of God with unlimited powers, with unlimited qualities. It's just that we forgot. And now, once I start remembering this, all that is lying inside potent, which is lying inside me, will come outside in this journey.
How can we control outside impressions on our thinking, like social media?
It's again a choice. Social media is not wrong. There's so much good information also many times that we get out of it. But it depends upon how I use it. There's a saying, if my body's immune system is down, any virus, any infection, disease will affect me. Again, if my internal, emotional, mental, spiritual immune system is down, then anything from outside will affect me. So I need to build this immune system, then anything from outside won't affect me, even if social media then.
Okay, I think that's it for our questions today.
Thank
Thank you so much, Sister Harsha. Everyone's
you.
really appreciating the session. So, thank you so much. We'll just go
Thank
on
you.
to some additional information that I want to give everybody. So, we have something called justaminute.org. This is a website which was created by the Brahma Kumaris to mark the 70th anniversary as a free and simple gift to share with the world. So today, people all over the world are realizing the benefits of short meditation breaks taken throughout the busy day to help us realign and refocus. So, justaminute.org has many different tools and tips on how you can practice these 1 minute breaks in your everyday life. So, that's something, if you all are interested, you all can just head on to that and check it out. Next, we have a B Zone app. So, this is an app you can get on the Play Store or App Store. This also has a few tools and different kinds of techniques to help you meditate and bring about some calm in your stressful everyday life. Then, next, brother, we have on this webinar, we have people attending from all over the world. So, for anybody who wants to locate a center near them, a Brahmakumari center, you can head on to brahmakumaris.org/center locator. So you just put your country and your city, and you'll get a list of addresses for our meditation centers. And for those near the Villeparle Center, our website is villeparle.bk.000. And we've got some helpline numbers on that for you. So if anyone has any trouble getting any information, you can always call these numbers. We've got two channels for Brahma Kumaris, Peace of Mind and Awakening Life. So these are available free of cost, and they're 24-hour TV channels. So we have meditation commentaries, certain talk shows. So there's a lot of interesting stuff on them. You can note down the numbers if you want, the channel numbers, and you can always have a look at it anytime you want. Somebody, Ashish Bhai, can you please put down the names of the apps on the chat? I think people have some queries on it. So maybe we could just list down the apps on the chat. Next, please. So from today, starting now in 15 minutes, I guess, we've got we've got an English and a Hindi meditation webinar sort of thing going live from today. So I think you missed the morning one, but you can always tune in tomorrow. So these are two of our very senior Raj Yoga meditation teachers, and they will be conducting a 7-day live course. So if anyone's interested, you can head on to our Facebook or YouTube pages and watch it live. So all you have to do is type youtube.com/brahmakumari/live or facebook.com/brahmakumari/live, and you can listen in on this meditation course that they're going to do. So I'll just recap the apps. It's B Zone app, and then there's justaminute.org. So I guess that's about it for today. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you to all our participants for tuning in since 5 p.m. And I really hope you enjoyed the session today. And a big thank you to Sister Harsha for taking out time from her busy schedule to be with us here today. So please do the homework. Morning and evening session is the same for the day, yes. So somebody just asked that question. The morning session, the content is the same. Morning session is from 7 to 8 and evening session is from 5 to 6. So thank you so much. Please do your homework and I'll see you same time here tomorrow. Thank you everyone. Om Shanti. Thank you.